Welcome back to day 2 of the follow-up tips and strategies, where I'm going to be coming to you each and every day giving you a follow-up tip for you to be able to use to close your sale. If you are not following up with your prospects at least 5 to 12 times, do not expect to get a sale, because fortune is in the follow-up. I'm Coach T, Taryn, like Karen but with a T, spelled just a little differently for those of you who don't know me. Welcome back to my channel. Please make sure that you've hit the subscribe button along with the bell icon so that you receive notification each and every time that I upload. Well, click the links in the description box below to follow me on Facebook, where you can get more follow-up strategies as well. Let's dive into the content. I want to give you the definition of what the follow-up is. I want to give you some staggering statistics that's really going to hone in the fact that you need to be following up. And then I'm going to give you your first word track. Make sure that you come back to this channel, because in 24 hours, I'm going to give you your second follow-up. And then in 48 hours after that, I'm going to give you your third follow-up. Okay, and this should help you close your sales. Let's look at the definition of follow-up. And I have 2 of them here. The first one, a continuation or repetition of something already started or done. Second definition of follow-up, an activity carried out as a part of a study in order to monitor or further develop earlier work. Or further develop earlier work. I love this. Or further develop earlier work. The earlier work that we've done is creating the content, whether that is on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We've created that content and then got a lead. That is the earlier work. Now, what most salespeople do is they don't work that lead. They don't follow up with that lead, and so they don't get any sales. You have to further develop that lead. So let's move on to the statistics. Does anybody else ever struggle with that word? Like specific. I struggle with specific and statistics. Okay, so let's move on to the statistics of this. You don't have to be smart to do any of this work. Okay. So 80% of sales happen after the 5th contact. 80% of all sales are happening after the 5th contact. 48% of salespeople never follow up. What we doing, guys? What we doing? 25% of salespeople follow up only 2 times. It's gotta stop. 12% of salespeople follow up only 3 times. It's gotta stop. Now, I put this statistic in red. You ever heard of Pareto's law? 80-20, the 80-20 rule. So in sales, it carries over. Like, that's a way of life. In sales, the top 10% of salespeople are going to get 80% of the sales. The top 10% of salespeople are going to bring in the most revenue for a company. 10% of salespeople are following up more than 3 times, and 80% of the sales are happening after the 5th contact. I would say that is so true. If I didn't believe Pareto's law before, I believe it now. 2% of sales are made on the first contact, first follow-up. Let's stop right there and let me explain that. If you watch any of my other YouTube videos, I talk about this. And if you've done a coaching session with me, 100 to 1 is your ratio. Isn't that what I say? Show 100 people, expect 1 person to sign up on spot. 2% of sales are made on the first contact. 1%, if the ratio is 100 to 1, 1 sale is the 1%. So let's go ahead and up it to 2%, and let's say that show 100 people, expect 2 people to sign up on spot if 2% of the sales are made on the first contact. You see what I'm saying? Most of my sales, I don't get on the first contact. I get on the 3rd or the 4th. And I'll explain how I'm getting them not on the 5th, but on the 3rd or the 4th, because this is a lower ticket offer. If you're part of the same opportunity that I'm a part of, it's $40 to get started. That's not a lot of money. High ticket offers are over $100 for the product, the business, or the service, whatever it is. So $40 for this is not going to take us those 5 times. It may. Now, please don't get me wrong and say, well, Coach T said it's not going to take 5 times. It may. Okay, I'm saying that you have a higher chance in the industry that we're in to get it on the 3rd or the 4th. That's where I get the majority of mine, on the 3rd or the 4th. So 3% of sales are made on the 2nd follow-up. 5% of sales are made on the 3rd follow-up. 10% of sales are made on the 4th follow-up. And again, 80% of sales happen after the 5th contact. So when you come in my inbox and you say, hey, I'm getting all these leads, but I'm not getting any sales. And I say, well, how many times have you followed up with that prospect? And you say, well, just 1. Where we at? 2% of sales are made on the first contact. And then my question is going to be, well, how many leads do you get in a day, on a daily basis? And you may say 10. Do you think you're going to get a sale of those 10 prospects when only 2% of sales are made on the first contact? You have to have a whole bunch of leads coming in. if you play the numbers game, okay? So let's move on to what the first word track should be. Have a pen and paper. I'm not gonna write this down. You can stop this, pause it, whatever you need to do. Your first word track, and if you need help with scripting, come to me. I have the script laid out. The same script that I use, the same script that my team uses, and some of them want to veer off the script for whatever reason, but hey, it's your funeral, it's your sale. Now, for my script, there is going to be a $10 investment because I have spent thousands of dollars in my education to be able to create a script that's going to work for this industry, for this business model, okay? Cool. So now that we got that out of the way, let's move into that word track that I'm going to give you. When I have a prospect, I set the expectation, hey, I'm going to message you back in about 5 to 8 minutes after I send you the information. That should give you enough time to review the info, and then we'll go from there. They've watched the information. They have the expectation set that I'm going to come back to them in 5 to 8 minutes to then get their buying decision. Now, please understand that if they don't message you back, this is supposed to happen. Everybody's not going to message you back. My first follow-up after I've given them the question, I message them back in 5 to 8 minutes. There's a series that happens there, okay? If I don't hear anything back, I may wait 4 to 6 hours before I touch them again. Contact, follow up with them. My first follow-up, get your pen and paper ready, is, hey, so-and-so, saw you took a look at the information. Get back to me at your earliest convenience. Thanks. Hey, didn't hear back from you. Get back to me at your earliest convenience. Hey, reached out to you earlier. I never heard back. Get back to me at your earliest convenience. Simple, sweet, to the point. That's it. That's all. That's your first day follow-up. Now, you probably won't get a follow-up back. They probably won't reach back out to you. Remember, our sales, for the majority of us, are going to happen on the 3rd or the 4th contact. What you're doing is getting that prospect. You're leading them to that 3rd or 4th contact. You need to get them in process. I will always say you need to get them in process. This is supposed to happen. You got to move to the next step. You get to this step. You've got in contact with them. They're not messaging you back. Cool. Cool! Get happy because it's going to happen on the 3rd or the 4th. Don't fuck it up by not going back and messaging them again. You gotta stay consistent. So hey, so-and-so, I didn't hear anything back from you. Get back to me at your earliest convenience. That's it. You might not get a follow-up, and that's okay. Make sure you've liked this video. Subscribe to this channel. Come back in 24 hours. You better hit that bell notification icon because I'm going to upload another video in 24 hours. I'm going to follow up with you in the same amount of time that I follow up with my prospects. So here's the first follow-up. I've just sent them the information. They didn't message me back. So I'm now telling them, hey, get back to me at your earliest convenience. 24 hours after that follow-up, I'm going to follow up with them again. It's called a 24-hour follow-up, which I will give to you in 24 hours. And then after that, you're going to come back in 48 hours because that is going to be the next follow-up. Move at the speed of implementation, and I want you to go back, and I want you to go to the people who never messaged you back. It's been a couple of hours, and I want you to say, hey, I never heard anything back from you. Get back to me at your earliest convenience. I don't care if this was from 2 weeks ago. You're going to go back and go back to those people. So make sure that you have connected with me by clicking the links in the description box below, and make sure that you're back here in 24 hours for your second day follow-up. If this was helpful, give this video a thumbs up. Let's get it to 100 likes. Go follow up. #YouGotThis. Coach T out.